A man leaves home to go for a run. He runs, then turns left. Keeps running, turns left again. Runs a little more and turns left one more time.
When he arrives back home, two masked men are waiting for him.
Do you know who these two masked men are? It's the catcher and the umpire. It is played everywhere, in parks, playgrounds, backyards, by small boys, girls, men and women, by raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is the American pastime, baseball. In my speech today, we'll be taking a run around the bases. First, we'll step into the history of baseball. Second, we'll run to what is unique about the sport. And then round third, the lessons I personally learned from baseball. My goal is to hopefully give you a better perspective on baseball, and that you see it as more than just another sport. Let's swing right into the history of baseball by starting with how it began. The origins of baseball go back as early as the 1600s, when men in England played a similar game called rounders. One big difference between rounders and baseball was players on the other team tried to tag the runner by throwing the ball at him and hitting him with it. In the 1700s, men in the American colonies began to play their own version of rounders. They called it town ball. Alexander Cartwright was one man who loved to play town ball. In New York in 1845, Cartwright came to the game very excited and drew a field shaped like a diamond on a piece of paper with some new rules and called his new game baseball. According to Creative Costume, one new rule that Cartwright made up was especially popular. From now on, fielders could not tag the runner by throwing the ball at him. Instead, they had to touch the runner with the ball or touch the base the runner was trying to reach. Cartwright and his friends formed the first official baseball team, called the Knickerbocker Baseball Club. The first game was played in Hoboken, New Jersey in 1846. It didn't take long for baseball to spread throughout America. It became the first American sport and has been known as the American pastime. Because during the late 19th century and throughout most of the 20th century, it was the most widely played sport in America. Baseball is what families would go see day and night, listen to on the radio, or watch on television. What kids would play after school or during the summer. It was how America passed the time. Now, baseball isn't called the American pastime simply because of this, but also because it's had a tremendous impact on American history. You may have heard of Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American to play on a major league team. He still remains one of the greatest baseball players in history. Robinson had a great influence on the civil rights movement. He broke the race barrier in baseball and helped break it throughout America. Baseball was also the first sport to have a professional women's league. It was called the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, aka the AAGPBL. The league lasted from 1943 to 1954, and it was a huge hit when it first began. It allowed women to entertain America, while most of the men, including some of the most famous major league players, like Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams, were all fighting in the war. Baseball has brought Americans together and continues to have this effect around the world. But why? What is so unique about it? Well, now we'll run to second base. What is unique about baseball? Let's start off with some of the important pieces of equipment in baseball and what makes them so different from other sports. Let's talk about the baseball. Many people all over the world have handled a baseball, but not too many have stopped to ask what one is made of. Unlike so many other types of sports balls, it is not filled with air. Rather, a combination of cork, rubber, woolen yarn, and thread. It is then covered by two strips of white cowhide that are stitched together with red woolen yarn by hand 216 times. All of this allows the baseball to have some bounce to it, but also hard enough to be hit with a bat. Not actual size. An interesting fact about the baseball bat is players can use aluminum bats up until college baseball, but the major leaguers must use standard wooden bats, partially because of tradition, but also because their power with an aluminum bat would allow them to hit balls so hard to the point where it becomes dangerous for the other players and the fans. Popular Mechanics says that a ball that is hit with just a wooden bat can travel up to 110 miles per hour. So it's preferred if you wear a glove. The baseball glove wasn't used until about 30 years after baseball was first played. and it was just a piece of leather padding that players used to knock down the baseball. They kind of looked like working gloves we use today. The first players who wore gloves were even looked down upon for not being tough enough. But soon, baseball gloves became a standard piece of equipment in baseball. By the 1890s, they slowly began to resemble the larger gloves we are familiar with today. Now, what makes the sport of baseball itself so unique? Well, there are many unique facts about baseball, but just to mention a few, consider the field shape. Unlike a rectangle-shaped playing area, like football, basketball, and soccer, baseball is the only sport that has the shape of a diamond. Another interesting fact is baseball is the only American sport where the defense has control of the ball. And when the offense scores, it's not called a point, but a run. Both teams get their fair amount of turns on offense and defense, instead of having a time limit. There is no time limit in baseball. Each team gets to bat their fair amount for 9 innings. If both teams are tied at the end of 9 innings, they go into extra innings, and the game doesn't end until one team has more runs than the other at the end of an inning. The longest game to occur lasted 25 innings and was played between the Brewers and the White Sox. It took both teams over 8 hours until the White Sox finally beat the Brewers 7-6. That's an extremely long game for the fans to watch. Speaking of which, the last thing that makes baseball so unique is that it's the only sport where the fans all join together and stretch in the middle of the game, also known as the 7th inning stretch. There are many disputes on how this tradition started, but a popular story is that on opening day of 1910, President William Howard Taft was sore from prolonged sitting at a game and stood up to stretch, causing the crowd to feel obligated to join their president in his gestures. Since we're about 7 innings into my speech, let's all take a quick stretch. Okay, moving on. You may have heard of the song, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," which has become the unofficial theme song for baseball. During the 7th inning stretch, everyone joins in and sings the song. Most people don't know this, but you actually only sing the chorus of the entire song. The whole song is about a girl who is asked out to the theater by a boy. She replies with a no, but says, "I know what you can do. You can take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd." Speaking of me out to the ball game, you may be wondering how baseball started with me. Well, soon after I was born, my dad said, "No son of mine is going to grow up without knowing the game of baseball." He then grabbed this baseball rattle, strapped it around my hand, and showed me how to grip the ball, right then and there. I have now been playing baseball ever since I was 6 years old, and I've learned so many lessons from it, which brings us to third base. Something I've learned is that anything can happen in baseball and life. In 2009, when I was 12 years old, I played on a baseball team coached by my dad. We were literally the underdogs in the league and only won one of our games. But since this is Little League, every team gets a chance in the playoffs. Somehow we won our first 2 playoff games against teams that had beaten us before. At the championship game, in the final inning, we were barely winning with a score of 8-7, with 2 outs. The batter, or the other team, steps up to the plate with a full count. Our pitcher throws a pitch that looks like it's going to be a ball, but the batter swings and misses. Strike 3! My entire team started freaking out. We all just tackled our pitcher. We had won the championship. Now, even though we didn't have a winning season, we put everything we had on the table and did our best and won the championship. This taught my team and I perseverance, and that to continue no matter what the odds or outcome may be. One of the most significant things I've learned from baseball is that it can be played by anyone. Unlike sports such as football, where it's preferred if you're bulkier or tall for basketball. But no matter what your size, no matter your build, no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter your race, no matter what time frame or country you live in, you are fully capable of playing baseball. As we slide into home plate to conclude, we've been around the bases. First, we stepped into the history of baseball. Second, we ran to what is unique about the sport. And then rounded third, the lessons I've personally learned from baseball. I hope all of this has given you a better perspective on baseball, and that you do see it as more than just another sport. Thank you.